Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot created by Elba BG. On the bottom here is a website, Liminal 11. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. The Oracle cards are Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. There are some websites on the back of the box, but there is the one I was looking for last week on the back of the book, which is the Colette Baron Reed one. Feel free to freeze frame on any of that information if you're interested. The Colette Baron Reed is at the end of the paragraph with her picture in it, and there's a couple others if you're interested too. Whatever makes you happy, of course. All right. Whew. What do we have for Scorpio? I already feel like the energy's building, so it's built. Okay. But you can deal with that one, so you're good with that. Okay, the Devil card is here, but I feel like Scorpio handles that well. I don't know, I just feel like you guys, you get a hold of that and you do what you need to do. I don't know. Scorpio does seem to do well with the Devil card. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but you let me know in the comments. Okay, so other people, I'm sure that's not a new thing for you, but other people, oh my gosh, like this, okay. I'm already annoyed, and it's weird, I don't know. Okay, so there might be a connection to the Cancer read, just to be fair. I don't think this is a Cancer you're dealing with, but I feel like Cancer is dealing with something very similar, so maybe you're an ally to a Cancer, just for, you don't have to be, but maybe you're an ally to somebody else who has those tendencies. Because you're dealing with conflict around you that just seems it does seem very passive-aggressive. It's like, this is a very passive-aggressive, in my opinion, version of the Five of Wands. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I like that it gives a different version of it. Because the Five of Wands is usually conflict. I feel like this is very, like, on the outside we're acting like we get along, and the inside we're screwing people over left and right. That's how this feels to me. Especially when you see the wordsmith who plays both sides of the fence. They usually have ulterior motives that they keep very secret. And there's some dishonesty, but there's also communication. Good things can come of this person, but it's all about what they want. There's a lot of manipulation. I feel like a lot of manipulation on this card, and a lot of weird stuff going on here. I feel like you've been taking your time with this situation, and there's a weird conflict. I feel like I've been sucked into this situation. Whatever it is, it does feel like, to me it feels like it's very easily a business situation. Doesn't have to be a work situation. Could be family, could be friends, could be whatever. It does feel like there's a political dance that I feel like aggravates me. I feel like people like play a game with the truth, and people set off the truth, like it's like they're setting it off at opportune times to freak people out to get what they want. I feel like the truth is being used like a weapon, and I have to like try to disarm that and like mitigate it. Certain people can't handle the bare truth. They just can't handle it. So you have to kind of like spoon feed it to them very slowly. It's almost like, you know, if somebody got in a car accident and they're okay now, you have to like think, all right, first of all, when they hear the car accident, they're going to have a freak out about that. They hear that and they just lose it. It's a trigger word. So it's kind of like, but they're going to find out this happened anyway, and if we don't tell them now, if they get shocked about it, even if they see the person's okay, they're going to be like, well, why didn't anybody tell me, and blah, 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 and it's going to be freak out city. So it's kind of like, all right, I have to address it, I have to figure out how it works for them. I'm going to try to start backwards and then just put in things and just explain it so that they realize what happened. And there's a few people here. It doesn't have to be that person I was talking about. A few people here that I feel like I'm looking at them like they're waiting for their opportunity to have a fit. They're just waiting for it. They're waiting for an excuse that they feel like nobody can say that it's not warranted for them to have to freak out. I feel like I'm looking at some people like that. That's what they're doing. They're just poised and ready to They're looking for a reason to lose their mind. It's a very dramatic thing going on here. It doesn't have to be that bad, like where they're that dramatic, but like they're just looking for a reason to cause an issue. It could be very passive aggressive even at that, but still. And I want things to be more on the level. I want things to be more on the truthful part. If we can just deal with the truth. But people are playing games. Okay. And you've watched this situation play out for a long time, so you know a lot of the ins and outs of it. Especially since Scorpio tends to be intuitive. This is one of those situations where you've had intuitive nudges, and then you've seen it play out, and you're like, yep, I kind of have a feeling that was going to go that way, and I think I know why it went that way. I do feel like you have very strong opinions about certain people in this situation, and that definitely makes a difference here. Trying to move forward is a chore. Like, I know that you're strong. I don't feel like that's like in question. I feel like you know you're strong. Most Scorpios, I feel like you know you're strong. I know a couple that kind of question it, but I'm like, well, you do a lot more than I do, so not for nothing. You handle people a lot more than I do. You're moving forward with this situation because you have to. You're communicating, and you're. It's a chore, man. It's a chore, because I don't want to be part of the problem. And I'm not willing to be a part of the problem. I'm not willing to be. So I kind of feel like I'm forced to play the game because I have to nullify these characters. I have to nullify the input. I have to nullify a lot of things. And I feel like I do a lot of that. I nullify. It's not even putting out fires. It's like I just keep nullifying the problems. I just keep nullifying it. You're the one setting up boundaries. And I get like you're dealing with the devil and you're putting the devil in its place. Which is a lot. Not everybody can do that. Scorpio is one of the energies that can do that. There's not a lot. There's not many. I feel like there's not a lot. Most people, like, because you have to deal with the devil and you have to deal with the devil's rules and you have to work around them. It's not about wanting to, it's about being able to and getting what you need out of the situation for the reasons that you have. You do have support around you. It says angelic help, which could be in the form of other people, or it could be literally you're just getting that intuitive nudge and you're just like, okay, that was a good decision. You could be getting those intuitive nudges. That might be what's getting you through this. You are doing really well. I also get that I'm quite fed up with it. But you keep moving forward, and I feel like I'm quite fed up with it. There's a change. Let me just... I cringe at that for some reason. You got your card, the Death card coming in. The Three of Cups reversed. There's a change. The Death card, which is your card, which makes me also think that you might be at the center of the change. I feel like I'm kind of fed up with a few of them, and I'm just gonna... We're not getting along. I'm not looking to get along. But that might be in the sense of, like, we're not going to be best buddies. What is that? We'll be right back. Okay, continuing on. That was out of the ordinary. This situation is coming into a change. It is coming into a change. I don't feel like I'm interested in getting along with people as much as I was before, or you might be just making it more clear, like, you know, you may not like me and that's fine, but this is what we're doing. It might be more of that type of energy. The energy is a little awkward because I feel like I've had it. You're hitting this moment where you're like, I've had it. And I don't see you like freaking out, Because I feel like what I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, there's enough of that here. I'm not adding to that. I'm just like putting in. I'm just like putting like this is how it's going. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. This is how it. Either you're a part of it, or you're not. If you're not, move on. I feel like I'm very direct. This situation, I do feel like it's been draining for way too long. So I'm finding a different way to work on it. I'm finding a different way to handle it. And if people don't like me, I'm at peace with that. I don't feel like I'm making enemies. I don't think you're making enemies. I'm just like, I'm just not. I'm sick of certain games. I'm certain things the way people play that. And I'm like, you aren't gonna like me? Fine, you don't like me. I'm cool with that. But just like, don't get in my way either. Do yourself a favor. Don't get in my way. There's a very strong energy of like, we need to make this better, and I'm not playing this game anymore with y'all. Because of that, it does shake people up a little bit. It's kind of like, this almost aggravates me. It's like, it's not until they realize that you're really fed up with it do they start snapping it together and start working together better. And I'm like, I feel like I have to keep that stiff upper lip. I can't let people know that I'm not that angry because they think I'm really angry. Even though you're not super angry, you're just kind of like fed up. It's different. I have to keep that stiff upper lip to where they think I'm really not that happy with them, and it's just kind of like I'm just sick of dealing with them. I know who they are. It's not about not being happy with them. I'm just like sick of playing the game with them. So if I just keep that stiff upper lip, I just kind of keep a cold shoulder to it, people get along better. It's not going to stay that way forever, but it does. People seem to get along better for a while. It does seem like it's aggravating to you. It's kind of like, yep, we have to play this game. Now I have to act like I'm angrier than I actually am, just so these people play nice with each other and get along and do what they're supposed to. Again, it's not going to stay that way forever. And I do see like other things coming in later. How long could that last? How long could this period of time last? Like 3-4 months. You got the 13 card, the death card again, and then the 5 of Wands reversed, which is the conflict card again. This may be a situation that you might have to look at it a little differently, especially if it's a family situation. I feel like this is the hardest version. If it's a family situation, you're like, well, I'm related to these people. I'm not going to totally get away from them. But if I stop engaging with it, and I put more distance from myself to them, like I put more distance. I know people who've put physical distance between them and family because they're like, I'm just going to stop responding to texts. I'm going to tell them I'm busy. And I'm going to put physical distance between me and them so they can't hang out with me. So they're not going to show up at the doorstep. I'm just making it more difficult for them to be a part of my life. Are they completely out of your life? No, but I feel like there's people here, I am just reducing the connection. If there's somebody you take care of, I'm getting somebody else to take care of them. I feel like you're reducing the connection, and this is what I need to do. I actually feel like at the same time, this is better for you. Are you completely happy with this outcome? No. But I feel like your stress levels are doing a lot better. Okay, so the weird part is, like, I do feel like you're heading to this era where you're going to be less connected. It's up to you how long that era lasts. The conflict goes away when you disconnect from it. The thing is, it bothers me because I don't know what's going on. So whoever this is, whatever the situation is, you are emotionally invested into it. Your stress levels are doing a lot better when you're disconnected. But at the same time, it does kind of bother you. Like, I feel like I need to be a part of something. There's this weird, it's almost like a recovery. It's almost like a drug addict recovery. I hope that doesn't sound insensitive because I don't mean it to be. But it feels like I'm so used to it that it's like, it's, even though like it sounds like it's an abusive situation, quite frankly, even though it feels better to be away from it, there's still that like knee-jerk reaction to be a part of it. It can last as long as you want it to. And I mean that if this reading is hitting, like if it lasts for the rest of your life, you can do that. It's up to you if it's going to. it's up to you. It depends how it affects you later. Because that seems to be where you're going with this. You need a break from it. Because this does seem like a situation where it's like I'm either in the middle of it and it's driving me crazy, or I'm completely out of it and it bothers me, and I'm like, now I wonder what is going on. Now I wonder what these people are doing to each other. Because you do have emotional investment to some of these people. So it's kind of like, if I'm in it, I can't stand it. If I'm away from it, it does bother me, but not as much. But after a while, it could just keep egging at me. So I feel like the empowerment of this reading is questioning, like, what do you need from this situation? And is it okay for you to stay out of it? If you stay out of it for the rest of your life, what's the pros and cons of that? If you come back into it at a later date, what are the pros and cons of that? I feel like they just want you to see the situation for what it is, and maybe there is an option to let these people sort it out amongst themselves, and maybe they got to fix their own problems. For some reason, it just keeps it will keep coming back to you. But every time it comes back, you don't have to get in. It's kind of like the car keeps driving by. Just because somebody offers you a ride doesn't mean you have to get in the car. But it seems like I'm tempted to. Just, you know. So I think a better period is coming in. Is this situation going to run perfectly? I don't think it ever will. And by perfectly, I mean better. It's going to be what it is. It's just like realizing your connection and what you want it to be, and making peace with it might be the only way to detach from it. Making peace for what it is and what these people have to do, and just letting them go their own way and staying out of it. And if you can find a way to make peace with that, I feel like this could be better for you. Up to you. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you take a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.